Hi everyone, my name is Rishabh Tarun and I'm student of Functional School of Technology. I'm in the second semester of my college, and in the second semester we are learning ReactJS, and till now I have learned tech stacks such as HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and also we have learned basics of Java. Also we have done a few lead code problems and done few DSA problems in the lead code platform using Java programming language. So today we are going to create a React page in which that page will contain the introduction of a person, and that is dynamic. So what I'm going to tell you simply what's dynamic mean here. So here you can see I already in this channel you can find out the videos for React. So in this video, what is going to be the next part for our React page, that in the previous video we have seen that we have already done with the introduction of 5 people that are static on our web browser or the React page. So make it dynamic. So what's talking about dynamic, so whatever props we are going to pass here as the name, the introduction card for that person will be changed. So what kind of introduction I was talking about, so this is the example how we are gonna create a React page, and that should contain the image of that person, name, age, and phone number and profession. So these all details of that person will be dynamic, and this will be changed according to our props which are we are going to pass here. So let's start. So creating a React page in VS Code by going to your terminal, new terminal, then by passing the npx create React app, then giving the name of your file. So I've already created. So with the help of this command, you will create your React app. Then you have to change your directory and move to the directory which you have created. So let's say you have created with the display card. So this command will change your directory and move to the display card directory. Now, to start that React page which you have created on the local host, you have to pass this command npm start, and your React page will be shown. So I have already created the folder, and the name of my uh, folder is display card, and this will be the mapping of the files which will be already created by the React. And where you have the one folder which you have to focus more on is src folder, where we will uh, code completely for the introduction card, card which we are talking about. So under that, what you simply have to click on app.js and you will get your basic functionality. A few code will be pre-written. So you have to clear all those files, and then you simply have to clean all those files that are already created. So after that, you have to pass the characters as RFC. So RFC will import you a basic, we can say template for our React page, and this that will contain the function app and export default app. These two lines of code will be given to you, and other things will won't be available. To create that React page, what simply we are gonna do, we will create a component folder. So under the src, what you have to simply do, you have to simply create a folder with the name of component, and under the component folder, what you have to simply create few files. So one of the file which we have created here as student.detail.jsx. So why JSX? So JSX extension we use because we implement the functionality of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Also the XML part, the XML file part which we uh, include in our React page, that X is containing that that X is the character which uh, specify that meaning for our extension. Now talking about student.detail.jsx, you will get the page as empty. Now you have to, with the RFC command, you will get your basic template for the React page, where a component will be created and export default will be provided. Now talking about the basic introduction card for the template, at first we want to create. Then in this process, what we simply gonna use, we simply gonna use the conditional rendering part of the React, where we will pass few conditions, and if those conditions will satisfy or meet, then our introduction card will change or will be displayed to the user. For that, I have taken few stock photos, or we can say stock images from the internet, and under the images folder, we have uh, stored all those files already in our folder. To create that, I have imported all those images. So in React, whenever you want to use that as a props or inside in the destructure format, or to use them inside your web browser, you simply have to import them by giving the name of that image or whatever you want, or the name which is already there from the location or the directory where they have been stored. So we have imported all the 4 images. Then in this functionality, you also can see that there is few styling has been given. So it should be in a uh, this format, or this is the output which we are going to create. So this will be the page in the last which we will see. So the image of the person, the name, age and professor and phone number. So whenever we pass the name as the props here, and only one name will be passed at a time. So this kind of code we are working today. So that image, that person's details should be printed or should be displayed to the user. So coming back, so when you will create your student detail.jsx, what you simply have to do, you have to import that student detail in your app.jsx, and you have to call that component. To call that, you simply have to call it with the help of auto close HTML element, and under that you have to pass the props as name, and that name will be called off with the help of conditional rendering, and this will all be done with the help of student detail.jsx part. So here import React will already be, so this is importing the React library from the React. Also the import style.css is importing the CSS file for our page which we have created. So this will all, we will also discuss what functionality or what styling we have implemented to make our uh, display card more unique, or add styling to our page. Now coming back to, we have created a student detail here, and under that what, so basically what we're going to do here, what we will simply create a student detail uh, object here, and that object is containing the arrays of object. So we will pass the names, age and profession and the image and the phone number with the help of different arrays, and we will iterate those arrays, and the whatever name we will pass in the uh, title or the name section or the props in the introduction component in the app.js, that will be checked with the help of for loop, and we will store that index, and for the same index all those details for that person will be fetched off, and will be processed to the, and will be displayed to the user in the React page we have created. So this is the conditional rendering which we are applying here. So talking about the object which we have created as the student detail and passing the props here. So props are simply the properties which helps to transfer data from parent child to the parent to the component child. So we have created the arrays as const as names. Also, we have created arrays for age, profession, image, and phone number. After that, the arrays of object have been created and given the specific details of person as a demo. Then we have started with the for loop. And what for loop in this conditional rendering is, for us, it's working as a conditional rendering. So it will check for the if props.name, we will start with the 0 index, and it goes up to the names.length for the array which we have created. Now it will check for the whole array, and whenever it gets matched with the name of that person, that index will be stored, and that index will be uh, called off or fetched, shown to the user every time. So under that, what we have simply done, so make the basic template, we have created the basic template for our introduction page, and that introduction card have been uh, wrapped in a open fragment, or we can say the empty fragment. We have already told you why we are doing so, because we can't return different HTML element inside React. So we have to simply wrap them inside the empty fragment. Then we have created the div. Under the div, the image of that person, the name, age and professor and the phone number with the help of different heading tags. Here I have used the h3 tag, and so here you can see the basic structure of our introduction page, which will render which will be render according to the name which we will pass here. So the first image is being shown here, then the name of that person and the age and the profession and the phone number. So the image and its attribute source. So source here is coming from the props we are passing from the array object of arrays, and that index will be called off and will be simply returned and rendered to the web browser. Also, we have passed the alternative attribute as image if the image won't be visible to the user. Similarly, for the name data for that user, we have passed that prop, and that prop is containing the index of that particular array. And when the for loop will iterate, if the name will match for the same index, name, age, and profession, and the phone number will be displayed to the user. So this was all the syntax, and if not, if none of the name matches with the names we have provided or the data we have already stored, then the browser will show it the return as we have passed under the return as not found. Also, the student export default student details. So already I have discussed that export default we use when we want to simply use that component in the other file or folder or in the app.js mainly. So we done that. So you have to simply export that component which you have created. So here we have imported. So this the first line of code here in the app.js, you can simply see we have imported the student details. So it won't be possible if you have not exported your file with the help of this command line of code. So here if let's say this was all the code, and talking about the CSS which we have implemented here. So talking about the CSS in the app.js, you can see we have student detail.jsx. You can see we have imported style.css. So style.css file is already present in your React folder, which the VS Code generates to you. So under that, we have cleared all the styling that is predefined. We have given our own CSS as the body is containing the background color as RGB black and the color of white for the texts. Similarly, we have given the main div as margin top from 7 rem. So little spacing from the top and little spacing from the left is also given in the relative format. So here we have with the help of conditional rendering and stored our all the details of student under the arrays of object, and we have checked for the name of that person, and we have stored the index, and that index will be called off when the person's name will be uh, called off here or will be given here. So let's run our code first. To run your code, you have to simply change your directory with the help of cd command. Then you have to give the name of your file, display card. Then you have to again write the line of code as npm start. So your local host should start the project which you have created. So this is the page which we are talking about. So the image of the person is being shown to you, the name, age, and profession on the phone number for that person is being shown to you. Now, when you will change the name of the person, so here I have passed 4 names. So let's change the name of the person as Amit. So whenever we will change the name of the person, so the image of Arpit and name and age of the Arpit is being rendered to the browser with the help of conditional rendering and the basic format which we have created. So that was the page we are talking about. Whatever name we called here from the array which we have created, uh, such as Ankit, let's say. So let's say I pass the name as Ankit. So it will simply give the Ankit introduction. So that was all about this page, a dynamic page that will change according to the props name which will pass. So phone number and profession and age and the name of the Ankit is being displayed to the web browser in the web browser. So that's all for this video. Have a great day. Thank you.